Picture this nightmare scenario. You're standing at the cruise terminal, boarding pass in hand, dreaming of 7 days of pure bliss at sea. Your bags are packed, your passport is ready, and you can practically taste that first pina colada. But then security opens your suitcase and suddenly your dream vacation turns into an absolute disaster. Those seemingly innocent items you packed, they're banned. And not just confiscated banned. We're talking about being denied boarding entirely. No refund, no second chances, just you standing there watching your ship sail away without you. This isn't some rare occurrence. It happens every single day at cruise terminals around the world, and the items that get people in trouble will absolutely shock you. We're not talking about obvious things like weapons or explosives. These are everyday household items that millions of travelers pack without a second thought, only to discover too late that they're strictly forbidden on cruise ships. Today, we're exposing the 14 items that are completely banned on cruises in 2025. Some of these will surprise you, others will make you check your suitcase right now, and a few will have you questioning everything you thought you knew about cruise ship rules. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to leave at home, and what could land you in serious trouble with cruise security. But here's what makes this even more crucial. Cruise lines have been tightening their restrictions dramatically. New items are being added to the banned list every year, and the enforcement is getting stricter than ever. What might have slipped through security 5 years ago will get you turned away today. And trust me, when I reveal number 7 on this list, you're going to understand why one family's $12,000 vacation was ruined by something they bought at the grocery store the night before their cruise. Let's dive into the forbidden list that could save your vacation. Number 1. Surge protectors and extension cords. This one catches thousands of cruisers off guard every single year. And it's the perfect example of how something totally innocent can destroy your trip. You're thinking practically, right? You want to charge your phone, your camera, maybe your tablet all at once. So you pack a power strip or an extension cord. Makes perfect sense. Except it's completely banned. Cruise ships have incredibly strict fire safety regulations, and any electrical device that could potentially overload their systems is prohibited. Surge protectors, power strips, extension cords, even those cute little USB hubs are all on the no-go list. Security will confiscate them immediately, and in some cases, having these items can delay your boarding while they inspect the rest of your luggage for other prohibited electrical items. The frustrating part is that cruise ship cabins are notoriously short on outlets. You might have 2 or 3 plugs total for a family of 4. But the cruise lines would rather have you deal with the inconvenience than risk an electrical fire at sea. Your best bet is to pack individual USB chargers and take turns charging your devices, or invest in a cruise-approved charging station that meets their specific safety standards. Number 2, candles and anything with an open flame. Here's where things get interesting because this ban goes way beyond what most people expect. Obviously, candles are prohibited because of fire risk. But did you know that includes those innocent little birthday candles you might pack for a celebration? Or that aromatherapy wax melts are also banned, even though they don't have a flame? One couple learned this the hard way when they packed romantic candles for their anniversary dinner on the balcony. Not only were the candles confiscated, but security flagged them for additional screening, which delayed their boarding by over an hour. The same rules apply to incense, matches beyond a single book per person, and even some types of decorative items that might contain flammable materials. The cruise lines take fire safety incredibly seriously because when you're in the middle of the ocean, the fire department isn't exactly a phone call away. Every single item that could potentially start a fire is scrutinized, and the rules are enforced without exception. Number 3, irons and steamers. This is probably the most complained about ban in cruise history, and every single cruise line enforces it religiously. You're packing for a week-long vacation. You want to look nice for dinner, so naturally you throw in your travel iron or that handy little steamer. Big mistake. The reasoning is the same as with other electrical items, fire safety, but the enforcement is particularly strict because irons and steamers are among the most common causes of hotel and ship fires worldwide. They get incredibly hot, people forget to turn them off, and disaster strikes. Cruise ships simply won't take that risk. But here's the kicker. Most cruise ships offer laundry services, and many have self-service laundromats with industrial irons available. Some even provide steamers you can borrow from guest services. The cruise lines want you to look good for formal night, They just want to control how you achieve that wrinkle-free look. Number 4. Homemade food in sealed containers. This one surprises people because it seems so harmless, but it's actually a serious health and safety issue. That batch of homemade cookies you wanted to bring for your cabin steward? Banned. The sealed container of your famous chili you plan to heat up in your cabin? Not happening. Cruise ships operate under incredibly strict food safety regulations. They have no way to verify that your homemade food was prepared safely, stored properly, or is free from contamination. One case of food poisoning can spread through a ship like wildfire, potentially affecting thousands of passengers and crew members. The sealed container rule extends beyond food too. Any opaque sealed container that security can't easily inspect might be confiscated or require additional screening. This includes some types of protein powder containers, supplement bottles with tamper-proof seals, and even some cosmetic products in sealed packaging. The cruise lines would rather be overly cautious than risk a ship-wide illness outbreak that could ruin everyone's vacation and create a public health emergency. Number 5. Baby monitors and walkie-talkies. Here's where the banned list gets really specific and surprisingly technical. You might think baby monitors are essential family equipment, especially if you're traveling with small children. But most baby monitors and walkie-talkies operate on frequencies that can interfere with the ship's critical communication systems. Imagine being the parent who discovers this at security after you've already sent your kids to the kids club, thinking you can monitor them remotely. Not only is your baby monitor confiscated, but you're now scrambling to figure out alternative childcare arrangements while the ship is preparing to depart. The same restriction applies to two-way radios, those FRS radios families love to use to stay connected during port days, and even some high-tech fitness trackers that use radio frequencies. The ship's navigation, emergency communication, and safety systems operate on specific frequencies, and any device that could potentially interfere is treated as a serious safety hazard. What makes this particularly tricky is that some devices aren't obviously radio-based. That smart baby monitor that connects to your phone app, if it uses radio frequencies instead of just WIFI, it's banned. The enforcement varies, but security isn't taking chances with anything that could disrupt critical ship operations. Number 6. CBD products and hemp-derived items. This is the ban that's catching more people every single month as these products become mainstream. You might live in a state where CBD is completely legal, you might have a medical recommendation, and you might think it's just a natural supplement. None of that matters once you step on a cruise ship. Cruise ships operate under federal maritime law, and they visit multiple countries with vastly different drug policies. What's legal in Colorado could land you in serious trouble in Jamaica or Mexico. Cruise lines have adopted a zero-tolerance policy for any cannabis-derived products, including CBD oils, edibles, topical creams, and even hemp-based clothing items. One passenger was denied boarding in Florida because security found CBD gummies in her purse that she'd forgotten about. Even though she had a receipt showing they were legally purchased and contained less than the federal limit of THC, the cruise line's policy was absolute. No CBD, no exceptions, no second chances. The enforcement extends to items you might not even realize contain hemp or CBD. Some protein powders, beauty products, and even pet treats now contain these ingredients. If security finds them, your vacation is over before it starts. Number 7. Alcohol beyond the tiny allowances. Here's the story I promised you about the family whose grocery store purchase destroyed their $12,000 vacation. They knew cruise lines had alcohol policies, but they thought they were being smart by staying within the rules. Each adult was allowed to bring one bottle of wine, so they stopped at the store and grabbed what they thought were individual bottles. The 4-pack, 4 bottles connected by plastic problem, they accidentally picked up a wine wrap, looked like individual bottles to them, but to cruise security, it was 4 times over the limit. They were told they could either surrender the extra bottles or forfeit their cruise entirely. But here's where it gets worse. They'd already consumed 1 bottle while waiting in the terminal, thinking they were being responsible by not bringing it on board. Now they were 3 bottles over the limit with evidence they'd been drinking before boarding. Security classified this as attempting to circumvent alcohol policies and denied them boarding entirely. No refund, no rebooking, no sympathy. 4 family members watched their cruise ship depart because of a misunderstanding about wine packaging. The alcohol restrictions have become incredibly specific. Some cruise lines allow wine but not champagne. Others permit beer, but only in specific quantities and containers. Hard liquor is banned across the board, and the enforcement includes anything over a certain alcohol content, which catches some high-proof vanilla extracts and cooking wines. There you have it, the 14 items that could turn your dream cruise into a complete nightmare. From surge protectors to CBD gummies to that innocent 4-pack of wine, these everyday items are vacation killers waiting to strike. The cruise lines aren't playing games with these restrictions, and ignorance isn't an excuse when you're standing at that terminal watching your ship sail away. Double-check your packing list, read the fine print, and save yourself from becoming another cautionary tale. Your future self will thank you when you're sipping that piña colada on deck instead of booking a last-minute flight home.